your head down. Hey, I know it's hard, to remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head.
Good evening and welcome to the Carolyn Holt Show. I am so happy to be with you this evening. I am full of turkey and other Thanksgiving treats. I'm sure you are too. But you may be full of pie and stuffing. And, I didn't eat a lot of stuffing this year, but I did eat a lot of pie, a lot of mac and cheese, I'm ashamed to say, and cake and, things that really put the pounds on. But such is life. But Thanksgiving is over and done with. And I tell you, the retailers are something else because they have created this frenzy called Black Friday and things known as doorbusters. And I must say that you out there are really falling for doorbusters and the hype around Black Friday. So tonight I'm going to give you the numbers so that you can feel free to call and share your thoughts about Black Friday. And if you want to do that, the number is area code 323-293-3375. Again, that's area code 323-293-3375. Because Black Friday and doorbuster sales and all of these wonderful things, it's amazing. They do an excellent job of promoting all of this. But there's a lot that goes into Black Friday. It just doesn't happen. But there is a professor. And this professor, I love his or her take on things. The name is Professor Yarrow, and they are, Professor Emeritus at Golden Gate University, and the name is Kit. So I'm not sure whether Kit is male or female, but they bring up some very interesting thoughts and points and ideas about Black Friday. And I guess just by the name itself, Black Friday, maybe you should be a little skeptical. Black Friday is supposed to be very good, though, because they wanted to put a positive spin on an otherwise disorderly day. And so the Black Friday comes in that, I guess, the ink, when you are doing well, black ink means good and red ink, not so good. So Black Friday's connotation comes from black ink to suggest that things are going as they should. And in reading some of the statistics and the information about Black Friday, retailers, they make like 40% of their revenue from these doorbuster bargain sales that I'm not so sure that that's what they are. But we're going to talk about that tonight. And if you have thoughts or comments or questions about Black Friday and doorbusters, and if all of this stuff is in your best interest, then, you can feel free to call. And I guess you have to decide if you should believe the hype about Black Friday, because again, according to this professor, Professor Kit Yarrow, and this piece appeared in the Los Angeles Times, and Professor Yarrow says that the answer to all of the hype about Black Friday is no, you should not believe it. It says Black Friday is the unofficial bargain hunting national holiday, and it's held the Friday after Thanksgiving. And, people get up early in the morning, like at 3 and 4 o'clock, I understand, and they go, if not the previous day, and they go and they stand in line or get tents and meet other people and build a commune and all of these things just to get a bargain or a deal. And according to this professor, the focus should not be on finding a deal, because he or she says that it's undermining the emotional purpose of gift giving. So when I read that, it made me think, maybe that's true, that if your focus is on giving gifts and not on finding a deal, you don't have to go to any of these extreme measures, because your thought process about the gift that you plan to give is in a totally different space. And I'm always of the opinion that you should never, ever let people convince you that it's not going to be enough for you. If you don't get there early, you're not going to get this. Because I believe with all that is within me that if it's for you, you're going to get it. So I guess the hot new toy is the Hatchables. Well, and if you don't get a Hatchable during Black Friday, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get one. Now, if you're trying to get it for Christmas only, I understand that you want to put forth some special effort, but maybe not just on Black Friday. You should research it out so that by the time the holiday season come around, you can pick up one somewhere. But if the focus, as this professor suggests, is on giving the gift and not on finding the deal, then I'm sorry, I think we have it all wrong. Now, I personally am not a Black Friday shopper, but, I know that there are a lot of people who fit into that category. So I'm going to read to you what the professor says, and I think this is wonderful. It says, trying to understand how and why people shop and buy is what I do as a consumer psychologist. Since and because of the recession, I've seen shoppers become more obsessed with deals and discounts. If this were simply a refusal to overpay, that wouldn't be a problem. But that's not the case. Bargain-obsessed shoppers frequently compromise on a purchase, not the right size, not a great color, not the preferred brand, but they compromise because it's on sale, which is a particularly bad way to choose a gift. And when you think about that's true. If you're going to buy a gift for someone, you should think about the person and who they are, and not just run in the store at the last minute to get them something. Because when they receive your gift, they can tell that you have not spent much time on picking it out. Now, I have a friend who has told me, we've been friends for almost 40 years, and she said to me, do not give me money. If you want me to have a gift, I want you to go and take the time to look for it and find out if this is something that I would like. And I don't want money because it suggests that you didn't have to think in terms of what I would want. And I don't argue with her. If that's what she wants for a gift, then I don't have a problem with that. But I do know when I would rather receive money than a bad gift. I know a lot of people are into regifting. I don't like to do that. If somebody gives me something, I really like to enjoy it. But because I know that many times they don't take the time to know me, I prefer that people just give me money rather than trying to pick out what they think I'd like to have. So to me, that's where knowing someone really comes into play. It says, though it's fashionable to think of gift exchanges as the commercialization of the holidays, gifts have always been a deeply effective, meaningful way to connect with others. And that's true. Memorable gifts, ones that delight, ones that ignite or cement relationships, reflect the giver's taste and personality, and also express his or her understanding of the recipient. That's a lot to accomplish, and it takes focus. In fact, this intense empathy is why gift giving creates such bonds between people. It's not gratitude that strengthens relationships, but the mental and emotional process of selecting a gift. In fact, studies show that the giver gets more emotional gratification out of a thoughtful gift than the recipient. It validates that they are a caring person with significant bonds. In the scores of interviews and ethnographies I've conducted over 18 years, here's an overarching trend I've seen shoppers do. Shoppers today are less likely to lovingly describe merchandise and more likely to gush over the savings. In other words, the focus has shifted from what they're buying to what they're spending, often incorrectly called savings. For example, I asked a woman earlier this year to describe a recent favorite purchase. She excitedly listed the multiple sources of discounts she used to get a silk shirt at 70% off, but never mentioned any aspect of the shirt that impressed her. By contrast, I remember a shopper I interviewed a decade ago petting her new nightgown while describing every aspect of what she loved about it, including the feel of the fabric, the cut, and the brand. It's easy to see how we became bargain-brained. At the start of the recession, everyone was caught off guard, especially retailers, who in December of 2007 were forced to unload bursting holiday inventories at clearance prices before Thanksgiving. For years afterward, offering bargains was many retailers' primary survival mechanism. The psychological motivation for shoppers also evolved during this period. For example, pre-recession, shopping was more competitive. Securing a bargain was proof of one's prowess. As trust in businesses plunged during the recession, shoppers started to use bargains as reassurance of fair pricing. Then, as the economy improved and online retail gave shoppers an overwhelming array of options, people began to use bargains as a way to narrow decisions to a manageable level. The result is that discount pricing remains one of the few surefire ways to generate interest in products. Many retailers now price merchandise with an expectation that it won't be sold at full price. Most promotions, think giant Columbus Day sales events, are simply planned price normalization and, frankly, nothing to get excited about. But most shoppers don't know. They don't know that, and they react with heart-thumping excitement or fear of missing out. Add to that emotional load a sense of obligation and a deadline during holiday shopping, and it's a recipe for bad sweaters, cheap electronics, and disappointment under the Christmas tree. The shoppers most heavily focused on bargains, in fact, end up spending more money, but are less satisfied with what they buy, including the gifts. By all means, set a budget for gifts. Enjoy the hustle and bustle of shops, even on Black Friday, but liberate yourself from shopping for bargains. Finding gifts that strike an emotional chord will take more work than just looking for the deepest discount, but the payoff will be immeasurably greater. Now, I totally agree with what the professor had to say, because I can tell when there has been no thought put into buying a gift for me. But we're going to go to break. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do to select gifts for people. Stay with us.
Mastering math can be big fun. Fun for you and everyone. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it, Math Maze.
Why not turn math time into fun time with Math Maze, the new game craze? Get yours today at mathmaze.us.
Mom, now you can help your son master math and have big fun. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Make sure your child owns the skills necessary for success in high school algebra. Get it now. Mathmaze.us. Mathmaze.us.
Dad, now you can help your daughter play it like you know you oughta. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Math Maze cards contain both Spanish and English. Get yours today at mathmaze.us. That's mathmaze.us.
Attention, mothers and sons, fathers and daughters. Come join the 2016 Math Maze Game Tournament, Saturday, December 3rd, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Carson Community Center. Win trophies and great prizes while playing a card game that helps your kids improve their math skills. Mothers, bring your sons. Fathers, bring your daughters. Register online at mathmaze.us or call 310-697-3177. Sponsored by the Academic Preparation Squad, a California 501c3 nonprofit.
Thank you so much for joining the Carolyn Holt Show. I'm excited to be with you tonight because we're talking about Black Friday and doorbuster sales and if these things are really as they say they are. Before we went to break, I was talking about gift giving and some of the hints and tips that I use. And people generally love what I get them. But I think the reason that they generally love the gifts that I get for them is because I take time to listen when they're talking. And sometimes I ask additional questions because I always try to know the person's favorite color. It's interesting. There are numerous people say, oh, yeah, that's my best friend and I've known them for a long time. And if you ask what the person's favorite color is, the person goes, well, I don't know. Well, that's something to find out about a person. What kind of color scheme works for them, because it'll help you if you're going to pick out a sweater or a shirt or blouse or pants or whatever. It helps to know things that they absolutely don't like in terms of color. I also try to listen for what their interests might be. Many times, I have a lot of friends who enjoy reading. I have a lot of friends who enjoy music, who enjoy art, or who just love lovely things or one-of-a-kind things that, perhaps they would be the only person that might possess that thing. So for me, gift giving is about extending the enjoyment of the person that's going to receive it. I'm not thinking so much about myself when I give a gift. I'm thinking about what the person that's going to receive the gift, what their reaction and what their thoughts will be, because I want to please them, not so much myself. I remember one time when I was a little bit younger, I had a boyfriend. And he was a big sports fan, but he loved jewelry. And so I noticed that he had a piece of jewelry that it was a Star of David. And he was really excited about his Star of David, but it was cheap and crappy as far as I was concerned. So I noticed that about him. And then one day he told me that he had lost his Star of David, and he seemed to be so down about that. And so I shopped, and I went downtown Los Angeles to the jewelry district, to some of the stores that people had told me that, oh, you should go here, and it's really wonderful. And I planned a birthday dinner for him at the Queen Mary. And so we went there, and one night in front of me, he called one of his friends. And he happened to, we were at a phone, we had been to a game or something, and we were at a phone booth. That was back then when they had phone booths and not cell phones. And he had left his friend's number in the phone booth. So I took that number and I called his friend and told him who I was and that I wanted to give this surprise birthday party for my guy. And the friend agreed to come. So we went to the Queen Mary, and his friend did show up, and he was he just couldn't believe it. He was like, well, how do you know it's my birthday, and blah, blah, blah. And he was saying, well, Carolyn called me, and I agreed to come. And so he was happy that his friend came. And when I presented him with his Star of David that was real, he was even more thrilled, but he really upset me. Everything was going fine until he asked, oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. But, I thought the way you presented the gift, I thought it was a key to a Stutz Bearcat. So I was really unhappy about that because a Stutz Bearcat is apparently a very expensive car. And I'm thinking, the Star of David is good as far as my wallet is concerned. I'm sorry? Was he joking? I think he was joking, but still, the fact that he said that just upset me. So I was not a happy camper by the end of the evening, but he was. He had gotten his Star of David, and it was a real one, and he was very appreciative of that. So I'm sharing all of this because for me, it's really important for people that you care about and that you care enough about to give a gift. You just shouldn't run in the store and get something because it's on sale and think that they are going to be totally pleased with it, because that's how re-gifting gets to be so popular, is because people don't like the fact that you haven't really captured the essence of who they are in terms of giving them a gift. So they give it to somebody else. Now, I'm not a big fan of re-gifting. I know people do that all the time, but I'm not a big fan of that. Like I said, if somebody takes the time to give me something, I really do want to keep it. So, I just think about who the person is and what their interests are and perhaps what their needs are or things that they've shared with you. I remember one time I gave away a book collection to a friend of mine because she had a particular author that she just really loved. And so I went and bought the whole collection of this particular author, and she was a happy camper. So just keep that in mind when gift giving. Give things that you perhaps know that the person would like or really enjoy because you happen to know something about them and you're just not out shopping. But another issue with this Black Friday frenzy and the doorbuster issue is they know how to get you with this. Do you want to, they ask you about a credit card, and they do it so sweetly. It's like, would you like to open a store account today as you're getting ready to pay for your purchases? And according to David Lazarus, he's a writer with the Los Angeles Times, and he's also on a local station here to give, consumer information. But he says that your answer should be no when they so sweetly ask you if you'd like to open a store account. And the reason it should be no, the way he talks about it, I don't curse, but the answer should be hell no when asked to open a store account. And the reason is because store credit cards, they come with some very ugly terms. And he says that according to creditcards.com, store credit cards come with about a 24% interest rate compared to the national average of 15%. So it's almost double in terms of what the national regular credit card would be in terms of interest. So that's why you should think about these things and not get caught up in the frenzy. Because in January, I know this is a big shock, but you're going to be required to pay this credit card off. And they recommend that you pay, when you have a credit card, pay your balance in a monthly fashion instead of over time, because that 24% interest rate is going to kill you. And they say that you should only accept these cards if you're going to pay off the entire balance. You should never say yes. Now, these cards are also considered okay if you're trying to reestablish or get credit. It's okay for that. But the key to doing so is paying your balance monthly in full. Don't carry over a balance. Now, according to Mark Schultz at creditcard.com, it's okay to use a store credit card if you're making a very large purchase, which is not generally part of the Black Friday doorbuster kind of thing. If you're making a large purchase and they're giving you like a 10% or a 20% discount, then it'll make sense, because the larger your purchase, the more money that you're spending for something, the larger your discount will be. So if for that reason you're using a store card, it's a little bit better, but they still recommend that a national card is better because of the interest rate. And I was just shocked by this. The three largest retailers that have the highest interest rate, I cannot believe, I just couldn't believe who these people are. But Big Lots, of all people, I didn't even know Big Lots had a credit card. But Big Lots, their interest rate is 30%. Now that's very high. The other retailer that has a very high rate is Zales, the jewelry store. Their interest rate is 29.24. And the last one is Staples. Staples, if you use their card, is 28.24% interest. So these are things that you should really look at, because most people are just thinking about satisfying that desire to buy something in the moment. Well, you need to go armed with information, because especially, the jewelry stores, a lot of people like to give jewelry for the holiday. And so they make it very convenient and very easy for you to just have a credit card at the jeweler, and you can perhaps buy, the purchase can be maybe a little bit more even instead of if you use a national card. So you're subject, if they give you like a $500 limit, you're subject to just go ahead and use that entire limit because you're feeling good about buying jewelry. But again, really pay attention to the credit card if you're going to use one that's in the store. And something else to keep in mind is the rewards program. Most people offer some kind of rewards. Mr. Schultz says to not go overboard with new store cards during the holidays. 1 or 2 cards for a store you frequent should be okay. More than that during a short period of time, and you'll look like a greater risk to creditors. So you always have to think about this because this is going to affect your credit score. I know most people never consider that, but I'm trying to help you. You don't want to create things during the holidays to make yourself feel good on a short-term basis. You want to do things on the holidays so that in the coming year, you can still have some peace of mind and some money in your pocket. It says, more than that, during a short period of time, you'll look like a greater risk to creditors. That could lower your credit score, when in turn could increase your interest rates. Another thing to keep in mind is credit utilization. This is the percentage of available credit you're using, which is also a key element of your credit score. Generally speaking, you want to keep your utilization below 30% of your card's credit limit. In other words, if you have a limit of $5,000, don't run a balance higher than $1,500 on your credits, or your credit score could go down. Store cards typically come with lower credit limits than other cards, and that's a big reason they're so easy to get. But that also means that it's easy to use up most of the available credit. For example, carrying a balance of $300 on a store card with a $500 limit means you're at 60% utilization, and that's a red flag for creditors. Keep this in mind as well when opening or closing a lot of credit cards accounts, because this gives off a signal to your lenders and it affects your credit worthiness. Now, Mr. Lazarus says, if you really want a holiday treat, how about scoring some long-lost cash? Now, apparently, there are companies out there that will call you over the holidays and they'll say to you, "Oh, well, I'm glad I reached you today. For 10% of whatever it is that we find, we notice that your name is on, some kind of registry, and we can help you to receive this cash." And Mr. Lazarus says that in the state of California, it says if you're a California resident or have ever called the Golden State home, here's how you can check yourself for whether there's any dough out there with your name on it. For instance, from a bank account you may have forgotten about. You just go to the website of the state controller and click the link for unclaimed property. This will take you to a page where you can run a free search of the controller's database, and it's totally easy. You enter your name and city and click, and that's it. If your name comes up, you can claim your cash by submitting a little extra information, including your Social Security number, which is needed to make sure you're you. It'll take you about 5 minutes to fill out the state controller's form and email it back. And once you do that, they'll send you whatever unclaimed money you might have. So it's not just for the state of California. I'm sure no matter where it is that you live, this is something that you can have access to. So if people called and talk to you about unclaimed money, you can always go to your state's controller's office and get started there. There's nothing like finding out that you have some unclaimed money and making your holiday even brighter. And if you want to share with us that you have some unclaimed money, you can feel free to call the show tonight at area code 323-293-3375. Again, that's area code 323-293-3375. And we would love to talk to you, especially if you've been one of those people that has been standing in some of these long lines to get a doorbuster deal. We'd love to talk to you. But, the interesting thing is that this time of the year, the retailers, it's so important to them, this 40% that they're going to secure in terms of their overall revenue for the year is so important that they get their team in the stores, they get them ready, and they are ready for you because they have meetings about what it is that they're going to sell you. And these meetings highlight certain things in the store that the store wants to use to supplement its bottom line. And this is how they do it. They do this run through. Now, if you go to a store like Best Buy or any store that sells a lot of computer gadgets and televisions and different things like that, the first thing if you go to Best Buy in particular, they focus on the Geek Squad. Because if something happens to your computer or you need help with your computer, you can just call the Geek Squad. But it's an additional contract that you have to buy. And the more years that you buy at one time, it costs you less. I think it's about, it's 2 years for like $200 and something or almost $300, somewhere in there. That you can just have peace of mind about calling them up and getting help if your computer or something happens to go down. So they really stress to their employees that this is something we really want to sell. And so make sure that you mention the Geek Squad protection. And when they have these doorbuster prizes, the real key regarding the doorbuster is to make sure, if it's an electronic store in particular, that the salesperson gets you to get the extended return for holiday purchases. Apparently, that's very important to the store's bottom line. So when you're out there shopping, don't be so much in a frenzy that you're not, I guess, paying attention to what is saying. Because I guess most people they're so excited about getting in the store, they don't really pay attention to what the salesperson is saying, nor do they even want to talk to the salesperson. They just want to get in there and get busy shopping. But also, companies have to take a lot of safety measures because, unfortunately, in all the frenzy to shop, there's a lot of bodily harm that happens during these holiday extravaganzas. And Walmart, in the effort of safety, they themselves, the store, has gone so far as to use pepper spray to control their customers. Now, I can understand customers having pepper spray, but the store itself will use pepper spray if you become unruly and you don't stay within the guidelines. Now, I guess at Walmart, they have a policy where if you've been standing in line a long time, they have like these wristbands that they will give you so that you don't have to fight with other customers. The wristband assures you that you're going to get the opportunity to shop for whatever the doorbuster is that you came for. The other safety measure that stores use is they let people, I guess, in line like 30 at a time. Now, this article was written by Shan Lee of the Los Angeles Times, and he was saying that some stores, they let only 30 customers in at a time because they don't have a whole group of people running all over the place in a disorderly fashion presenting a safety hazard. So if you don't want to be pepper sprayed and you don't want them to make decisions for you regarding safety, then you have to show that you can be trusted to behave in a pleasant manner so that everybody, I guess, can have a good time at the Black Friday sale. Also, they've come up with these apps. And with the apps that these companies have come up with, they give you a layout in advance of what to expect regarding, whatever it is. I guess you let them know what you're shopping for, and they present the app, and it will help you to get to where the merchandise that you're looking for is in the store. But they also say the most important thing for shoppers to do is, just use a little bit of common sense, because they are teaching their employees to remain calm. No matter what's going on, the employees are being told, remain calm in, an adverse situation, and sooner or later, somebody, a manager or somebody will come to provide a backup or help or answer questions or whatever. But like I said, I guess the key is to just put on your common sense hat. Don't let the emotional disturbance of, I might not be able to get this, and I may not be able to get it at a certain price, because I think over this particular holiday season, a lot of stores had those 55-inch televisions for like $160-something. Now, that's an excellent price, because I think it's my understanding that they are between $500 and $700 normally. But if you get there for the doorbuster, you can get them for like $160-something. And apparently you can only get one per customer. So, you would need you and several of your family members. But I say this, unless you're giving these TVs away for, to a special person, and you don't need a 55-inch TV, then you don't have to expend all that energy and stand in line and do this. Just wait, because the TVs, they're going to go on sale after the holiday, and they are also going to probably have some of the better brands available for sale. And so you may have to pay a little bit more, but you may get a better brand of television or electronic item or whatever it is that you're trying to get at the doorbuster price. If you just hang in there a little while, you may be able to get a better product, even though seemingly it may cost a little more. It would be worth it. So just think about all of these things when you are trying to do your holiday shopping. So do a little bit of planning and stay safe, because it's not worth getting hurt as a result of just trying to make sure that you don't let anybody cut in front of you, or that you were there first and you get into some kind of altercation with with another person. In this article, at the end, the guy says that the National Retail Federation predicts November and December sales will reach, now listen to this number, $656.8 billion, up 3.5% from the same period in 2015. So for retail employees, working on Thanksgiving means time away from family and friends. Frustrated workers in recent years have started petitions urging stores to open later. Many retailers, including Best Buy, will pay hourly employees time and a half on Thanksgiving. And in California, a measure that would have given retail and grocery employees double pay for working Thanksgiving was defeated by state lawmakers on Wednesday. I don't know if everybody knew that that really was something that the state of California was wrestling with, because I think that the people here in the state would have been for that. I'm not sure why this is a measure that somehow did not pass, because it seemed like a reasonable idea to me. But I could be wrong. So if you think that I'm wrong, you can feel free to call me at area code 323-293-3375, and we can talk about it. Stay with us. We have more things about Black Friday when we return.
Mastering math can be big fun. Fun for you and everyone. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it, Math Maze.
Why not turn math time into fun time with Math Maze, the new game craze? Get yours today at mathmaze.us.
Mom, now you can help your son master math and have big fun. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Make sure your child owns the skills necessary for success in high school algebra. Get it now. Mathmaze.us. Mathmaze.us.
And now you can help your daughter play it like you know you oughta. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Math Maze cards contain both Spanish and English. Get yours today at mathmaze.us. That's mathmaze.us.
Attention, mothers and sons, fathers and daughters. Come join the 2016 Math Maze Game Tournament, Saturday, December 3rd, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Carson Community Center. Win trophies and great prizes while playing a card game that helps your kids improve their math skills. Mothers, bring your sons. Fathers, bring your daughters. Register online at mathmaze.us or call 310-697-3177. Sponsored by the Academic Preparation Squad, a California 501c3 nonprofit.
Wow, that sounds good. You know, that song reminds me for some reason of gingerbread. So I guess I don't need to hear too much of that. I don't need any more sweets. I think I've had my fill. But I have a video I'm going to share with you. It's to help customers think about local shopping and how, if you shop locally, how it can really impact where you live. I think sometimes we don't consider that during the holidays, but because my audience is young, I want them always to be informed, and I want them to know things so that they can start to think about things very early in their lives. So I'm going to share this little video, and it's just about how, if you shop locally, how it not only helps the I guess, small mom and pop stores, but also in terms of the tax base where you live and that kind of thing. So it's just a short video. I think it's about 2 minutes, so bear with me, and then we'll wrap up on the other side.
We've all heard the horror stories about how the arrival of a national retail chain has devastated a community. But let's face it, national retail chains serve a purpose and fill a need by supplying products at discounted rates. After all, in this economy, there aren't very many of us who can afford to buy everything local. The devastation to the community, however, is a real concern, but is actually a result of people abandoning their local retailers altogether in favor of the national chains. If everyone in your community redirected just 10% of the money that they spend each month at national chains to locally owned independent retail stores, the impact would strengthen the economy of the entire community. For example, shifting 10% of the money spent in a national chain could create more than 1,500 new jobs and provide almost $53 million in new income for workers. For every $100 spent in locally owned independent stores, $68 returns to the community through taxes, payroll, and other expenditures. At a national chain, only $43 of that same $100 is returned to the community. And if you shop on the websites of any business that is not owned locally, your local community sees nothing. So how does that directly affect you? For one, the tax revenue from the money you spend locally directly supports your community schools, police, and many other agencies that make your neighborhood a better place to live. Nonprofit organizations receive an average 250% more support from smaller business owners than they do from large businesses. Local businesses quite often pay their employees better, which results in employees who value their job, are better educated on product knowledge, and are more interested in getting to know the needs of their customers. So what can you do to make a difference? Start by making a commitment to spend just 10% of what you would normally spend at a national chain each month at a local business instead. You can find local stores in your community by going to www.mycityretail.com and searching for your city. Then, share this video with all of your friends and ask them to join in this effort to invest in their community by shopping local.
Thank you so much. I'm a big proponent of shopping locally because, first of all, you find some unique and wonderful things, but you always want to support where you live, and you want the dollar to stay in your community as long as possible, because that's how you build your community up and everybody gets taken care of. So don't forget the local person when you're out doing your holiday shopping this year, because as I looked through the paper, it's just everybody, no matter what they're selling. I'm looking at these. Let me see. This is a furniture ad, and they said that for their Black Friday savings, it's $100 off for every $600 that you spend. Now, this is a very high-end store. I guess it's called Scandinavian Designs. It's pretty high-end, and they have very cute stuff. And the deal, I guess, is you can get an ottoman for $49. Well, I guess that's a good deal if you need an ottoman. But it's just all kinds of stuff. I'm looking at, I guess this is Macy's, and they have every kind of sweater and purse and jacket that you can imagine on sale. But there's this, let me see, Courtney Jefferson. She has this story in, I guess it's in the Times as well, and she's talking about, what's really a deal and what's a dud. And I guess one of the things that you need to keep in mind when you're out there shopping is price matching. And it says that price matching is a valuable money-saving technique for shoppers. In price matching, store customers can show proof of a lower price from a competitor and ask the store to meet or beat that deal. But price matching probably won't be there to bail you out on bad deals this Black Friday. Many major retailers make their attempts during the annual shopping extravaganza, like stores like Toys R Us say it doesn't match any competitor's advertised store or online price for Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. Target strikes out price matches and adjustments for prices from Thanksgiving Day through the end of the following week. And you'll find similar blackouts from other major companies. So, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So if wherever it is that you're shopping, whether it's at a local store or some of the major stores, price matching is something good to check out. Also, if you shop a lot online, ask for the free shipping. And she says that here's a present for you. Free shipping won't exist just on Black Friday. There will be more of it than usual. That's welcome news, since 93% of online shoppers surveyed in the National Retail Federation's annual Holiday Consumer Spending Survey said that they'll take advantage of free shipping this holiday season. A handful of big box retailers have eliminated their free shipping minimums for Black Friday and throughout the holidays, granting their internet customers free shipping on everything, regardless of price. At Best Buy, items ship free through Christmas Eve, and at Target, free standard shipping extends through January the 1st. Remember that some exclusions may apply. But even if there are some exclusions, that's a good deal. Also, check out their coupon situation. It says if coupons are your go-to discount method, think again on Black Friday. With deals and discounts so prevalent in the days after Thanksgiving, it'll be more difficult to stack coupons on top of what you've already saved. Last Black Friday, for instance, Macy's stuffed savings passes within its Black Friday ad with coupons for $10 off purchase or $25 or more for $20 gifts and $50 gifts or more. But the discounts were only good for a limited period. So make sure that you check out the time frame. And the last tip is about longer return periods. It says that some retailers will have more treat to offer, extended return policies. In case you're filled with regret after your Black Friday shopping splurge, you'll have plenty of time to return or exchange your not-so-hot purchases. Items shipped by Amazon.com from November 1st to December 31st may be returned until January 31st for a full refund, subject to return guidelines. So keep all of these things in mind when you're going through the paper and looking at all of these deals for the holidays. I tell you, everybody, furniture stores, retailers, clothing stores, everybody has a sale. So when you're out there, this particular paper is from Target, and it has about 35 pages of doorbuster and Black Friday and all of this for sale. So there's a lot to consider. So get your list in order and take your time to think about what it is that you're buying for the person that you want to receive these gifts. Don't just go out there and get anything because it's at a sale price. Buy it because it's something that they really will appreciate. And they'll appreciate you for really thinking about them and considering who they are as a person. The holiday is coming, and I want you to really enjoy the holiday and have some peace of mind after the holiday. That's why I'm spending all this time talking to you about the sales. So, as you know, on this show, it's about moving from misery to magnificence and from subpar to spectacular. And if you have some money in your pocket, you can do that. So, good night, and consider all these things when out at the doorbuster sale. Okay?
Mastering math can be big fun. Fun for you and everyone. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Why not turn math time into fun time with Math Maze, the new game craze? Get yours today at mathmaze.us.
Mom, now you can help your son master math and have big fun. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
Make sure your child owns the skills necessary for success in high school algebra. Get it now. MathMaze.us. MathMaze.us.
Dad, now you can help your daughter play it like you know you oughta. Play it each and every day. Master math the easy way. Say it, play it. Math Maze.
MathMaze cards contain both Spanish and English. Get yours today at MathMaze.us. That's MathMaze.us.
Attention, mothers and sons, fathers and daughters. Come join the 2016 Math Maze Game Tournament, Saturday, December 3rd, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Carson Community Center. Win trophies and great prizes while playing a card game that helps your kids improve their math skills. Mothers, bring your sons. Fathers, bring your daughters. Register online at mathmaze.us or call 310-697-3177. Sponsored by the Academic Preparation Squad, a California 501c3 nonprofit.